how's it going? Hope you're having a good day, afternoon or morning. Some of you may be aware, or all of you may be aware, in the Dragon Ball community, there's been some huge news when it comes to major changes that are about to take place when it comes to the Universe 7 lineup in the Tournament of Power, the Universal Survival arc. And to be honest with you, when this news first broke, I believe it was on Saturday when we first got word about this, I left it alone because any rumors just rumors. And I have to be honest, when I read this, now this goes through two sources of information. One is on Twitter, the other is on Crunchyroll.com, that was the first I checked. Then just recently I checked the article on Twitter. So if you don't know, there's news, there's details on Crunchyroll. It covers three sources of information. One is the whole thing, is the whole mystery behind, or I guess the whole identity between the female Super Saiyan from Universe 6. And then it covers another fight from Universe 4, and then it goes from the blog that was leaked out from Japan that had some some translations. Again, granted, they may not be accurate, or they may not be accurate translations, or it may be just a case where people are fucking up. And I'm going to go through these articles, and I'm going to jump to the post on Twitter because the amount of likes and retweets is ridiculous. So it just goes to show you people will buy into anything. Personally, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. I'm still in between because, on one hand, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm going to go through this. You can't discuss with me, and I can't discuss with you until you know what the whole story is. So you don't want to be spoiled. Even if this turns out to be fake, that's cool. You don't want to be spoiled, that's fine. You can just end this video right now. So, according to this, there are some certain interesting rumors about Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power teams making the rounds. They have been a bit coy about whether the female Saiyan that just got introduced as Cauliflower was the same muscular lady seen in the opening. If the chat about a listing for a second lady named Kali is true, and it looks like Universe 6 has two dangerous Saiyan women, which I did point out in my review during episode 89 that perhaps it would be a neat idea if both were able to go Super Saiyan, because Kabi was there and he showed them both how to transform into a Super Saiyan, so maybe both of them could have that ability. Meanwhile, there are purported list of upcoming episodes making the rounds on Japanese blogs and message boards. If it's true, then Universe 7 may be changing its team lineup, or at least faking in that direction. So again, take it with a grain of salt. Nothing's been confirmed yet. So this blog comes from Ken Zyro on Twitter. Two female Saiyans after all. Looking into Toei website. Source code reveals text for a Universe 6 fighter named Carly is going to be the one to be the female legendary Super Saiyan. To me, I personally, I don't know about you guys, but I thought myself that Cauliflower was going to be the female legendary Super Saiyan only because of her personality. But actually, now that I think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense, especially when it looks like Kabe is going to get pissed at her as a result of being told by Kabe to release anger in order to become a Super Saiyan. So it could be a similar case. You remember what happened back on Universe 6 in the tournament when Kabe, in the middle of a fight, asked Vegeta to train him to be a Super Saiyan, and Vegeta gets pissed off, but in the end he actually does it. So it could be the same thing here. Suppressed stress takes her into the state of a mad fighter, so she basically goes into the legendary Super Saiyan. When she goes berserk, she gets incredible power. So yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. And actually, this really dates back to a comment made in Naruto Part 1, when we had the fight between Neji and Naruto in the tuning exams, and I think it was 10-10. It said, the more you talk, the weaker you are. So I think it's just a classic case here. And I did say in my review that Carly being timid and quiet, the quiet ones are usually the ones you need to look out for the most. So yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Then this covers the fighter from Universe 4, which apparently, according to this, Daemon or Daemoni, ability to change its skill disappears, appears in the air, appears from the ground, uses suicide attacks, waits for the waits for the attack and aim at counter with the technique. So apparently his technique is committing suicide. That's one attack. Now, apparently it sheds its body and only the shell casing remains. Hollow cicada insect warrior. Now, as I'm going through this, I could not be the only one that's thinking of Imperfect Cell right now. I cannot be the only one. So if that's true, and this may be the weakest blog of them all, because there's a lot more that needs to be elaborated on. It just describes a fighter from Universe 4. It sounds like Cell, but in a different universe. That's how I'm perceiving it. But then this is the blog. I guess it's got everybody talking. Now, granted, on Crunchyroll there isn't a lot of information. Now on Twitter, there's a lot more detail. So, a quote from Gogeta. Remember, these are episode titles, so they're covering from episode 90 to 93. Again, if you don't want to be spoiled right now, that's cool. Even if it turns out to be false. So, episode 90, Overcoming the Wall. Goku versus Gohan. We know they're going to train. We know they're going to fight because of the preview. So that's legit. The Mightiest Warriors assemble. So I'm assuming that all the fighters of Universe 7 are going to gather. All the members aren't here. So this is like the curveball. So all the members aren't here. So somebody isn't going to make it to the meeting to go to Universe. And then episode 93, which is the reason why I'm doing this video right now. You are the 10th warrior. Goku goes to Frieza. Am I the only thinking like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any whole lot of sense. At least on this article, it doesn't. And I have got to give credit to Opie Senpai, aka Anime Live Reactions. If you don't know him, you should know him. He does a lot of Dragon Ball content, amazing work when it comes to anime as well. So it says, please don't be fooled. While these leaks can be true, and we shouldn't rule them out, yet till scans come out, nothing is confirmed. Nothing. And this goes back to what I'm saying, why I didn't make a video during the weekend, is because there wasn't a whole lot of detail. Plus, if this was an ongoing thing, right, think back to that when we got news about the return of Future Trunks. We had a whole poster months before this was actually going to take place. When it came to like the whole thing with the Universal Survival Arc, we got a poster. We got all 10 fighters lined up, and then we had got the Gods of Destruction and all that. So yeah, so that's legit. And if this was legit, you'd think we get a visual of Frieza being a part of Team Universe 10 and Team Universe 7. And even if that was true, the fact that he's not in the opening right now, so this is either a late-minute decision or this is total BS. And now I've been in this Dragon Ball game a long time. I've seen a lot of Dragon Ball, so I think I can know when something sounds like bullshit, when a source of information has a little bit of credibility. Now, the only thing I will say is the direction that Toriyama is going in with Dragon Ball Super is nothing like Dragon Ball Z. So, I will give it that. However, the whole idea of Goku going to Frieza doesn't register to me. On Twitter, though, and this is where we've got a whole lot of likes and retweets from at Herms98 or Todd Blankenship, apparently covers the Dragon Ball translations and DB Super spoilers. Again, I really don't go into this, but I think, again, this may not be accurate. It may be, but so it covers the 4 episodes with Gohan training with Goku from episode 9, facing the wall that must be overcome. Goku versus Gohan. That's the upcoming episode. The universe destruction is on the line. The Tournament of Power. The 10 members of the Universe 7 team led by Goku have finally been decided. With a little time left before the tournament, Goku and Tien team off against Gohan and Piccolo. So that goes back to the foreshadow of Gohan talking about Piccolo about combination attacks. Also, that if you put 2 and 2 together, it means that Tien's going to take another major L. So DBS episode 91, which universe will prevail? The Mightiest Warriors assemble. That's the following episode, May 21st. In the training match, Gohan displays enough power to hold his own against Goku, showing that he is grown stronger than ever before, which means I still think he's going to get a new mode back. Meanwhile, Vegeta heads to God's Palace, Spirit Time, so the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, so that makes sense. Because Vegeta's seen no training as of right now. And he needs to, we don't have all 10 members. The tournament member, Majin Buu, it turns out that he's fallen asleep and definitely won't wake up again for about 2 months. This just sounds like a copy of what happened at Universe 6, how he slept and missed the whole thing. Goku rushes to Boo. He doesn't wake up. So that, to me, that just sounds like a convenient way of getting Boo. By the way, he managed to actually turn from 0 to 100 real freaking quick, get skinny, turn himself into Super Boo, and now he's not able to participate in the tournament. Again, this may not be accurate, but if it is, that's like, what the fuck? That was like a complete fucking troll. You're the 10th warrior. Goku visits Frieza. This is episode 93. June 4th, after seeing it with his own eyes that Boo won't awaken no matter what, Goku suggests recruiting Frieza as the 10th member. While everyone ejects, of course, Goku hurries to ask Fortune Teller Barber to resurrect Frieza from hell just for 24 hours. Now, that means Frieza is going to be given the same treatment that Goku received. Remember how Goku was able to come back for an entire day? He fought with Majin Vegeta. He fought against Boo when he went Super Saiyan 3. He taught Goten and Trunks the fusion technique. All that stuff. Vegeta got the same treatment because he's brought back to help in the fight against Super Boo and then not being revived. So this, we're meant to believe that Frieza is going to be brought back for 24 hours. Now, there's two problems with this plan. Number one is, do you really think, if this is accurate, that Frieza is going to willingly join Goku? The person who defeated him not once but twice. The most hated person to Frieza is Goku, and so that to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, Goku going to Frieza, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I don't find it as impossible to believe as if I was before I started watching Dragon Ball Super, because the way that Goku's character has been portrayed in this arc from the very beginning has been a very 180 twist. It's been a 180 turn. The way he's been obsessed with fighting stronger opponents, it seems that that's all Goku cared about. And for the fact that Goku to go up to Frieza of all people, just to seek him out to be a 10th member, I don't know what to make of that. It means that Frieza is going to be brought back for a 24-hour period, but it does explain how they don't involve the Dragon Balls. That makes a whole lot of sense. But the problem is, I mean, there's one way you can avoid the controversy. I guess the backlash of Frieza not blowing up the Earth, because I guarantee you, if this is the old Frieza that we all know and hate, then he's going to turn on Goku. There's no doubt about that. And he may end up being the final villain of the series. What a plot twist that would be. Plus, we've already seen this bullshit, but I got to admit, the thought of Frieza teaming up with Goku, and not only Goku, but the likes of Vegeta and Gohan, Piccolo, can you imagine that shit? It's like, I guess, the backlash. And to be honest, this idea of mine may be a cop-out. That is, if Frieza somehow is influenced by, you remember how he's tied up and how he's been, how he's witnessed the parade, the teddy bears and all that shit. We saw that at the Resurrection of F movie. Well, what if he saw so much of that, he ends up like Deborah did? And by that I mean how he got influenced so much that he ends up turning nice. That to me doesn't sound right, but I'm telling you, the way that Toriyama's gone about this whole thing with Dragon Ball Super, first off, he mentioned that Gohan was done fighting. There was going to be no more fighting. There's going to be no more spotlight for Gohan. And look at where we are now. Gohan's back into Mystic Mode. He may even trigger Super Saiyan Blue. Goku is pretty much the antagonist of this arc. So he's pretty much asked for all of this. It's gone on. Universes are going to be wiped out. So whether or not the Dragon Balls come into play by the end, there's a lot of people that want wishes, by the way. Keep that in mind. So again, not everybody's going to get their wish. People are going to be pissed. That's a fact. For this to work, Frieza has to cooperate, and unless his character takes a huge change, which personally I don't want that to happen, because the whole thought of Frieza teaming up with Goku, it loses its value if Frieza changes his character. If he ends up like the innocent Frost at the beginning of the year 6, that's going to be a problem. So, but it may answer the question of how Frieza's going to get along with Goku. But personally, I don't think that's going to happen. But then again, this may not even happen. This is just rumors and speculation. Until we see this thing in the anime, At least I can't, and I can't try to make sense of this for the life of me. It just seems like Toriyama, if he's going this route, it seems like he doesn't give a shit about Goku's character at all. Because when the fuck would Goku ever ask for Frieza? You understand the implications of this? What this means for the series? The two most dragged out and best fights in the anime period is Goku versus Frieza. It provides us with the most infamous moment when Goku transforms into Super Saiyan and then eventually ends up beating him. And you're going to tell me these two fighters are going to unite alongside Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Tien, Android 17, 18. That team sounds like a beast. And by the way, Frieza's no scrub, because of the fact of the matter is, if it wasn't for Frieza being impatient, he would have wrecked Goku and Vegeta. That's a fact. So I don't doubt that Frieza can't hold his own, but the thought of Frieza teaming up with the likes of Goku and Vegeta, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, but I guess only Toriyama could come the answers here, or this whole thing's BS. So I don't know what to make of this, or I'm just giving you my thoughts. These are just, I'll leave links to both these articles in the description box below if you want to check them out. Again, this may or may not be happening. It's just right now, it's just episode titles. But again, I said the Japanese translations may not always be accurate, so take it with a grain of salt. But I will say this is going to breed a shitstorm sooner rather than later if it's not done that already. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I think this is intriguing as hell, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So if you enjoyed this video, give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Comment down below your thoughts about what you think. Will Frieza be a part of Team Universe 7 of all teams? Goku, Frieza. I can't see that. I can't. But the way that Toriyama's going with this direction, anything's possible. Gohan's back in the fold, so who knows? Also, what do you make about the revelation that Kali is now the female legendary Super Saiyan? That, to me, like, makes a whole lot of sense. And we may even get a copy of Imperfect Cell from Universe 4, so I can't wait for that. Or not, if you enjoyed, again, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball Super content, and catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.